Crouse. Friends, we're gathered here today to mourn the death of the career of Brendan Fraser. In the early 1990s, Mr. Fraser's career appeared vibrant and healthy in films like Gods and Monsters and Mrs. Winterbourne, but following a career high with box office champs like The Mummy, his career began a long, painful battle with bad material and began to look as green as the green screens it often performed in front of. With the release of Furry Vengeance, the battle is lost. A career who once shared the screen with Oscar winners like Shirley MacLaine and legends like Ian McKellen is now content to work opposite angry raccoons. In Furry Vengeance, Fraser plays Dan Saunders, a well-meaning real estate developer who has moved his family from Chicago to the middle of nowhere to oversee the building of a subdivision. His contract is for 1 year, but his supposedly eco-friendly green boss has a different idea. He wants to clear-cut the surrounding forest and build a new suburb. To prevent the destruction of their homeland, the forest's animals, led by a raccoon who fancies himself a fuzzy William Wallace, leads a campaign of psychological warfare on Saunders. Furry Vengeance is as direct-to-DVD worthy a movie as will be released theatrically this year. 10 minutes in, I was wishing the movie would take a sudden turn from the flaccid, family-friendly fare into more when animals attack mode. Nothing would have pleased me more than to see the animals rise up against the filmmakers, hijack this movie, and make it a true revenge film. 20 minutes in, I was wishing I had claws like the furry little creatures in the film so I could claw my own eyes out. I know Furry Vengeance is meant for kids, but kids deserve better than this. In a 12-month period that's given us the fantastic Mr. Fox and Where the Wild Things Are, movies that raised the bar for children's entertainment, a return to this mush-headed slapstick is taking a giant step backwards. When the laugh-o-meter is set somewhere between the hit in the crotch gags of America's Funniest Home Videos and a knock-knock joke, it only aims to amuse developing minds, but it telegraphs every joke, and by the time Fraser shows up in a pink tracksuit with the words "Yum Yum" written on the bum, all hope really is lost. Now, the cast is uniformly bad, but it is Fraser who makes the biggest impression. He's acting at a level that I'm sure the Three Stooges would consider over the top. Watching this, it's hard to imagine that this is the same actor who once dazzled in Gods and Monsters. Now, perhaps my reports of his career death are, as Mark Twain once said, greatly exaggerated, but he has to try a little harder than this if he wants to keep his career off the critical list. Go see, if you must, Furry Vengeance with low expectations, but be warned, it's even worse than you think it is.
Richard Crouse.